News that Donald Trump Jr. met with a Russian lawyer described as having potentially damaging information on Hillary Clinton during last year's presidential campaign dims the U.S. economic outlook, according to Dan Evasson, Chief Investment Officer at Pacific Investment Management Co. President Donald Trump's key initiatives such as a healthcare overhaul, tax cuts and fiscal stimulus are less likely to win approval before the 2018 midterm elections as controversies build. Evasson said, "We're becoming a bit more cautious about the possibility of meaningful legislation," Evasson said Tuesday in a telephone interview from his office in Newport Beach, California. "These types of distractions are just going to make it even more difficult to gain consensus." U.S. stocks dipped and trading vol spiked intraday after the release of emails by the younger Trump about meeting with the lawyer, who an intermediary said had very high-level and sensitive information that could help his father's campaign. The revelation comes amid multiple investigations into meddling by Russia during the election. Read more. Trump's son was told Russia sought to hurt Clinton. Emails show the developments mean the economy will grow slower than the Trump administration's projections of 3%, Evasson said. Pimco's long-term outlook is for 2% U.S. growth, for inflation about 2%, and a federal funds rate about 2% to 3%. According to a May 31 report, as a result, the Federal Reserve will continue its slow path of raising rates and unwinding its $4.5 trillion balance sheet, rather than rushing to head off an overheated economy. According to Evasson, it confirms that the Fed can go slow here, because of the reduced risks of a positive surprise on the fiscal side, he said. For Pimco, which oversees about $1.50 trillion in mostly fixed-income assets, that means a marginal opportunity to increase duration, or sensitivity to changes in interest rates. Evasson said, "We think longer yields trend higher," he said, "but that's embedded in market pricing and they'll be reasonably well-bounded as we've said." For years, Evasson co-manages the $88.9 billion Pimco Income Fund, which has returned an average of 8.1% over the past 5 years, outperforming 99% of its peers, according to data compiled by Bloomberg.